It is Friday, December 27th, and I'm really just in shock because where has the year gone? It's all gone by so fast. I think there's been way more macro and micro trends and everything in between than ever. So I feel like we really need to do a recap of all the trends that really stood out this year. Fashion in general is truly a cycle. Trends come and go every few cycles, and nothing ever really goes out of style. So it's important not to really focus on trends and what's in and what's out, and to truly just dress as how you feel comfortable in and what you feel good in. So I made a list of a bunch of different trends from 2024, starting off with the mob wife aesthetic. This one I think is a really interesting trend because it's kind of like a revolt against the whole clean girl aesthetic that really trended last year. I would say I like this trend because I really do love a good vintage fur coat. I just love the whole vibes of glamour and upscale and sexy, sultry smokiness that this trend conveyed. We're gonna give this an A. Next trend we saw a lot of from actually some of my favorite designers like Paloma Wool and Gil is sheer layers. I've talked about this trend in a few past videos, but I'm such a huge fan of it. However impractical it might be in terms of not knowing what undergarments to wear or not being sure of how to layer to look covered enough but still emphasize the sheerness. This is a more challenging trend that probably wasn't for everyone this year. I've seen people talk about how they like it but it's not really practical for them. I'm a huge fan of it. I love a good sheer top, a sheer dress, a sheer skirt. Sheerness just really elevates a simple silhouette as well. So I have to rank this really highly. I think I would probably give it an S. Next we had metallics, which I feel like comes back if not every year, every other year, especially around summer and fall, because that's when accessories I think really start to trend. This is something I started to get more into over the past 2 years. Silver is literally my favorite color and I love to buy silver jewelry and gray colored things in general, so I think I'm a pretty big fan of this trend and I love to see brands come out with new metallic styles. The only thing I will say is it's very easy to create something that looks very cheap looking with metallic color. Jewelry can come off as very cheap looking, bags and tops, so I have to be really picky when I try to get metallic things. And I think metallics are hard for everyday wear other than jewelry, so I think I'm gonna have to give it an A. We saw a lot of draping and asymmetry with silhouettes this year on the runway from small designers, niche designers. A lot of this from Paloma and Gil, Caro Chia, so many brands that I've been getting into lately. These are the kind of silhouettes that just stand out, that are more interesting. While I love a good basic top, basic cardigan, or a structured pant, I really like the look of asymmetrical things. I think they just add a lot more interest visually. So I have to give this an S. It's an amazing type of detail and I would love for more brands to participate in and create designs around this in 2025. Oversized blazers. For me personally, I've never really been that much of a fan of oversized. I really like more tailored silhouettes and more fitted silhouettes. So this is something I never really participated in actually, but I have seen a lot of celebrities wear blazers like this and a lot of brands like The Row, Jacquemus, so many big brands. It's an extremely stylish, chic look. I think I would want to get more into it as I get more into the fashion world. Especially styling this with just some tights and pointy kitten heels and an oversized bag or a small clutch bag, I think is very chic. I have to give this trend a B just because I feel like it's hard to get an affordable oversized blazer with good quality. I feel like it's more of like an event type of styling piece too. The whole brat grunge resurfacing was truly a time with Charlie XCX and the white tank top and the color green. Green was truly the color of the year, starting off with olive green and moving into that brat neon green. I was here for the whole thing. I was very guilty of going crazy over getting into grunge fashion like Isabel Marant's, Balenciaga, fur and cop coping, wedges, studded details, black leather, Chloe Paddington bags. It was truly an amazing time of this year and I loved it because I feel like it was such a revolt, just like the mob wife aesthetic against the whole clean girl aesthetic and also the quiet and loud luxury aesthetics. I think it was just a very fun time. I learned the brat dance too and I've never really learned a dance. I'm gonna give this an A just because it was a really fun time and a lot of interesting fashion started to trend and a lot of lesser known designers started to trend. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Margiela, of course. I'm obsessed with Margiela. But at the same time, I feel like it kind of encouraged people, including myself, to buy things that they might not normally wear or style for a long time. Ballet flats continued to trend this year. I love ballet flats. I think they're super comfortable. I've had this one pair of ballet flats probably about 10 years now that I got from my mom and I haven't thrown away for some reason. They're just really comfortable, great for travel, great for casual everyday wear. Ballet flats and Mary Janes in general are just kind of part of that whole coquette kind of aesthetic, and it makes me think of Miu Miu, which is one of my favorite luxury brands. And I have to say I definitely love this trend, but for me personally, since I'm a petite person, even though I have ballet flats, never really wear them. I tend to only really wear heeled shoes just because I like to be taller when I walk around, and that's just a personal thing. So I do really love this trend, but I can't rank it that highly for that reason. And I also think there's a lot of ballet flats out there that aren't very flattering from certain designers that I might not mention. Should I mention them? There's ones from Sandy Liang that I love Sandy Liang, guys, but I just hate how these ballet flats look. I just hate how they look very childlike and very prim and proper, and it's giving Victorian and it's giving prude. I don't know. I don't like it. I think there's just so many different variations that I don't like that are just doing too much or doing something weird. So I'm gonna have to give this trend a B. Suede has been really popular this year. I think people love suede. For me personally, I've never been a fan of suede. I just can't deal with the texture. I hate how it feels, how it looks. It's so impractical. It gets stained very easily, and it's expensive to get it removed as well if it gets stained. But we've seen some really cool designers like the Row with their Margot bag and Miu Miu with a bunch of different suede styles come out this year, especially in the color brown. This combination of the two of brown and suede for me is just like the worst combination. I just don't like how it looks. It's not for me. So I was not a fan of this trend. It was pretty boring for me. I mean, I get it for the girls who like it and who wore it. I was just not a fan of this trend, honestly. You are going all the way to the bottom. Skinny jeans finally had to come back after years of not being in. This is super interesting because it truly shows that trends always come back even when you think they're gone for good. I mean, who knows, we might be seeing galaxy print and owls again trending sometime. That was truly a time. I would say I got influenced by this trend a little bit. I still don't go for a true skinny jean. I don't think I could ever do a true skinny jean. I don't know. I just feel like it looks very unflattering and it's very hard to pull off. I've seen some people pull it off and I'm like, you go girl, you go. But I can't. I think there's way better silhouettes like the skinny flare or the straight leg or the boot cut. They all have some sort of facet of skinniness in them. So I have to rank it low, but not too low, just because I feel like it influenced some interesting designs. And it's always refreshing to see something kind of less oversaturated or less popular come back into style. Uggs are really in right now, and I don't think I've been into Uggs probably since I took ballet classes and all the girls had them and I didn't. That was the peak of when I really, really wanted Uggs. Everybody's wearing them, celebrities are wearing them, influencers, fashion girls, non-fashion girls. They're practical for fall and winter, so I understand wearing them. I don't think I could ever like Uggs. I just think they're very ugly, like their name. I don't think I've ever seen a style from them that I've actually liked or even considered getting. So it's a no from me. Burberry print has been becoming more popular lately. All of their prints and their scarves especially have been popular. I think Burberry print is super cute. I've been wanting a Burberry trench coat for quite some time, like a hidden print on the inside style. I think what I really like about Burberry in general is that they're more of like a preppy kind of posh brand. And I really love the whole academia schoolgirl kind of look. I mean, I wear button ups literally all the time, so I really like this trend. I think it would be nice if they don't already have but more variations of their plaid print that could appeal to more people because not everybody likes to wear a beige color. I really only wear white, gray, black, and blue, so I'm gonna give this a B for Burberry. That feels right. Birkinifying bags has become a whole thing this year. Miu Miu has participated in it, and all of TikTok has seemed to have participated in it, including me for a hot minute. I think what I like about this trend is that it really spoke to people adding personality back into fashion and adding customization and their own sense of style to things. Instead of just buying things because they're big brands or what's trending, people have been wanting to truly take things that they have and add life back into them, which is really all about avoiding overconsumption and truly investing in pieces that you love and can wear for a long time. Adding accessories to your bags and things you already own truly adds a lot more life to it and makes it feel fresh and new. I definitely enjoyed watching videos of people accessorizing their bags on TikTok too. But it definitely felt like a trend on the other hand, which is what I didn't like about it. This might be controversial to say, but some people were adding accessories that I just thought looked really cheap to their bags, and like especially if it was an expensive bag. Honestly, I thought that the bags looked better before, or the bags that Miu Miu has been gifting lately with the charms on them. I honestly think the bags look better without the charms, or at least maybe if they were neutral. But that's just coming as someone who prefers like simplicity and monochrome colors in general, so that's just my personal opinion. The bag itself is perfect and it really doesn't need all of that accessorizing. It's just effortlessly cool and perfect just the way it is. And that's what I feel like a lot of these bags are, even though they might look the same as other people's. I feel like simple is almost always better. So I'm gonna give this trend a C for charm. The Acne Studios scarf has been trending lately. I think it pretty much comes back every year. I've never really liked the scarf, regardless of what color it comes in. I don't really like plaid that much other than Burberry. What I don't like about it is like how pastel and colorful it is. It just feels very kitschy. Kitschy? Kitsch? It feels too childish for me. I think honestly people just buy it because it's Acne Studios and not necessarily because of how it looks or feels. There's plenty of other good chunky scarves out there that aren't from Acne Studios. I love Acne Studios, but I don't like the scarf. I have to give this a D, unfortunately. Coach, the brand, has had such a resurgence this year. I mean, they've always been massively popular, but I feel like this year they've been constantly pumping out new and amazing bag designs. I've been seeing them all over Instagram. My favorite influencers have been wearing them. I keep seeing people say, Coach, can you stop taking all my money? I can't keep up. I just bought a Coach bag and now I have to buy this one. And I think it's so funny. I've always been such a huge fan of Coach ever since I was younger, ever since I first started to get into fashion. My first designer bags were pretty much thrifted Coach bags. So I will always love Coach and support them because I think they have such a way about understanding what their audience wants and providing luxury at a more affordable price point. On the other hand, they just throw a lot of designs and kind of just want to see what sticks with people, which I feel like is what holds them back from reaching a higher level in the luxury market. I'm gonna have to give them an A. Golden Goose has become quite popular lately, and I don't get it. I feel like the brand is just a status symbol. I don't understand these sneakers. They look like Vans or Stan Smiths with stars on them. I don't get it. Like, why is it so expensive? It looks like a shoe from Walmart. I don't have much to say about it. I mean, the price point for these is ridiculous. Like, are they made of gold? This is definitely a D for me. I would give it an F if I could. Denim on denim has become popular in fall and winter. Love seeing these kind of looks on the runway. I think in real life, it's hard to pull off. I have a few denim jackets and a good amount of jeans, but I feel like it's so hard to pair them together unless they're exactly the same shade. And I never really buy the same denim jackets and denim jeans from the same brand, so I don't really have matching denim other than this one denim jacket I got very recently that my friend gave to me. It matches really well with these D&G jeans I have, and it's like chef's kiss together. I love seeing it on the runway, but it's just not very practical for real life just because I don't like to mix different colored denim. I don't think it looks right. I like matching denim colors, and it's really hard to get that. I'm gonna give it a C. Yeah, a C from me. Oversized bags were popular this year. I will always love an oversized bag. I pretty much can't carry anything except a big bag when I go out because I carry my whole life with me when I go out. Pretty much always have one tripod with me, at least 2 cameras with me, my phone, gum, literally just everything. You never know if something's gonna happen and you're gonna want something. I really wish I could be a more medium or small bag girl, but I just can't. As a content creator, I need to have all this equipment with me, so definitely love this trend. I want more big bags from designers. More. Definitely giving this a S. Adidas Sambas surprisingly have continued to stay popular this year. They were really popular about 1 to 2 years ago, I think was when they really peaked. I fell victim to this trend and I got some, but I wore them very briefly, like just a few months at most before I was kind of over them because I'm really just not a sneaker person. I don't like to be comfortable. I like to wear heels. I like to be tall. I like to feel stylish. I think the only sneaker I'm really into right now is whatever Puma's coming out with. I think they create really sleek sneakers, and Adidas for me, it just looks a little too sporty / casual to me. I think the fact that everybody has them too has made it go down for me as well. Sambas for me, I just feel like are overdone at this point. But they've managed to stay strong, which is really impressive, honestly. I think the way they've been able to do that is by coming out with different colorways and probably collaborating with a lot of content creators. I'm gonna give it a D. I just don't like them. Jorts came back briefly this summer, I believe. Our queen and savior, Bella Hadid, wears them, and of course, whatever she wears is gonna trend and become a whole thing. I really only would like to wear like a dark wash jort, but honestly, jorts are so hard to wear. I feel like, especially if you're not very tall. I'm petite, so I struggle to wear them. They don't flatter my body type and my build very much. I think if you're tall like Bella, it's easier to pull them off because your legs are getting cut off at a certain point, but then you still have a lot of leg left. I think it just looks better, to be honest, on tall people. And I love that for them. I love seeing people wear jorts. And I think there's also a lot of cool, like, edgier girls that go for that more kind of androgynous, edgy type of grunge look too that wear jorts. I like it because it's not like a very feminine silhouette. I think it's different and it's interesting for that reason. I find it hard to wear more masculine types of pieces just because I gravitate towards more feminine things. So I'm gonna give it a C. On a similar note, capris were also very popular this year, and I love that capris have been coming back because I really like them. Actually, I feel like they're a good feminine version of jorts because they kind of cut off around the same place, but the fact that they're more fitted and slim on your body, I think looks really figure flattering, and I think a lot of people can participate in it. It's great too because it's like a more modest version of a skirt for people who don't like to wear skirts or shorts. So I'm a fan of them. I think there's a lot of different lengths you can get to. There's a lot of options out there, and I think they're very versatile. You could even wear them in the fall and the winter if you style it with a knee-high boot. I'm gonna give it an A for that reason. Balenciaga City Bag. Ooh, I love this girl, you guys. Okay, I have one. I got it secondhand from eBay, and I love this girl. I wear her a lot. She's not like the most versatile type of bag because she's more of like a grungy, cool girl kind of vibe, but she definitely has like this effortless, model off duty, chic, inexplicably fashionable vibe, and I just love it. If you're into fashion, you probably have this bag. It just immediately makes you look cooler and like an interesting person, and like, ooh, like when I see somebody wearing it, I'm like, ooh, that's a fashion girl, like she gets it. And the fact that there's different sizes too, like I want a tiny one and I want a big one next. I don't know what the names are, but I really want them. I have to give this an S, to be honest. Fur coats, as I talked about before with mauve wife aesthetic, I love how they look, I love how they feel, they're very bougie, but I feel like it's hard to find ones that have like the right silhouette. It's easy to find ones that hit your body at an awkward length, and I just feel like don't flatter you very much. I think the best length is probably like a almost ankle length. Those are really hard to find and can be really expensive. So not the easiest trend to participate in or fashion piece to acquire, but it's undeniably chic. If you're a fashion girl, you probably have one. I love going on Pinterest and seeing fur coats all over. It's just vibes. I have to give it an A just because I feel like it's easy to find ones that look cheap or tacky or not flattering on your body. And it's hard to find a really good looking one and then pull it off. When I've worn fur coats, I just feel almost too bougie and Samantha Sex and the City vibes and just too mob wife. It just feels like too much for me almost. I think I just need to find the right fur coat. Maybe that's what it is. Low-rise jeans and just low-rise in general has been really popular this year. We're slowly starting to creep up maybe back into mid-rise, but I'm through and through a low-rise girly. I have been for a few years now. I think it just looks very, very flattering on everyone. I really like the look of a long torso, and that's what the low-rise allows. And also having like that peak of your stomach slash hip area is so kind, guys. I mean, come on now. Big fan. Media S, no elaboration needed. Drop waist dresses and drop waist in general has been becoming more popular lately, which I really like. I've been becoming a fan of drop waist for quite some time now, and it just goes further into that whole like low waist kind of silhouette with a long torso. I think it just looks super flattering and it's refreshing because I feel like a lot of dresses are kind of like a higher cut and honestly I think look more cutesy, whereas drop waist I feel like looks extremely elegant and elevated, so I'm really into it. I have to give it an S, I'm afraid. The Gucci belt has become popular this year. I don't know how often it comes back because I don't really keep up with Gucci like that. I think whenever Bella Hadid wears her Gucci belt, it becomes a thing again. People start buying it. I honestly don't really like Gucci's logo that much. I don't really like monogram belts either. If it was Dolce & Gabbana or Diesel, I like their belts, I feel like, but there's a lot of brands' logos that I just don't really like. I feel like Gucci can come off as very cheap, especially because it gets duped so much. And then also people who want to get into fashion, a lot of times I feel like just choose to go into Gucci and buy Gucci things. Even Coach, I don't like Coach belts either. Monogram belts in general just feel like show of status or a cheap way to get into luxury fashion, so never really been a fan of them. I have to give it a D, I'm afraid. Looking at this tier list, there was truly so many trends from this year. I feel like I might have said some things that were controversial, but it was honestly like my true opinion and my personal opinion. So it's fine if you don't agree with me. I would love to know your thoughts on any of the trends I discussed. Do you disagree with any of them? Do you think I should have rated them differently? Would you rate them differently? Are there any good ones that I missed? Let me know all your thoughts down below, and I'll see you again very soon.